Good afternoon. Today is Canadian Election Day 2021, or as most of my fellow Americans call it, what? Like and subscribe, hate and comment. So today is the 44th federal election in Canada's history since 1867. Quick backdrop. Trudeau declared the election about 2 years ahead of schedule. It's his right. He doesn't have to go before Parliament. He just called it in the middle of the pandemic, and of course called it on the day of the fall of Kabul in Afghanistan. It's a 36-day election. It's the shortest election allowed under the Canadian election system. All 336 members of Parliament are up for grabs, and you need 169 to form a real majority. Right now, the Liberals have a minority government, and that's the reason why he called it, was to try to get over the majority. He's running against O'Toole, who is the Conservative leader, and Jagmeet Singh, who is the NDP leader. I'm not going to worry about the Bloc and the Green and the PPCs because they're not going to be relevant necessarily. Now, right now, these are my predictions. This is the first election where there will be significant amount of absentee ballots. Canadians historically did not do that. The average riding is about 110,000 people. They didn't historically do absentee ballot unless you were overseas or, not my words, a shut-in. Then you would do the absentee ballot. So some of these races won't be called tonight, but I think we're going to know who's going to rule the government. So for the second time in a row, I do not see the Liberals winning an absolute majority, but they will have the most seats. I believe that even though the polls show that they are around 155, I'm going to bring it down to 146. That is 23 votes short of a majority, absolute. And much like last time, and I think the Democrats out there who are watching this video in the United States will agree, gerrymandering is horrible. They will not win a majority of the popular vote. They will not even win a plurality of the popular vote. And I know my friends on the left will agree that that is a horrible gerrymandered system. The Conservatives, I think, will have about 125, and they will win the plurality of the vote. I have them at 32.5, the Liberals 30.5 of the vote. Now the Bloc Québécois, the separatist party in Quebec, I have them winning about 30 seats, with the NDP, the New Democrats, who are, of course, to the left of the Liberals, at 33 seats and about 20% of the vote. And I do have the fringe parties, the Greens, getting about 5% of the vote and 2 seats, and the People's Party, which is a fringe right-wing group, getting no seats but clearing 6% of the vote, so they'll actually outbeat the Greens. So I have a Liberal minority government again, and I think Trudeau will be smart this time and go at least 2.5 years before calling the next election. And I'll make a video tomorrow about the aftermath and where I think this relates to American politics. Historically, Canadian and American politics have kind of played on each other, even though obviously Republicans and Democrats are not the same as Liberals and Conservatives in Canada, but there is usually a lot of play, and it sometimes can be a canary in the coal mine for the government of the other nation. So again, like and subscribe, hate and comment. And again, I have the Liberals 23 seats short of majority, but the next government of Canada.